I'm Jocelyn Metzger with Sunshine Therapeutics and the Voyage to Heal. In this week's blog post, we are focusing on the feet. And what do feet do? They advance us forward. It's that, take that one step forward. What do we do when we're stuck in a place? We just move one step forward. But sometimes knowing if we should take that step forward and which direction to go is really, really tricky. So that's what we're going to focus on in today's Voyage to Heal weekly task, is asking God to give us that direction. Because God has a plan for all of us. And that plan didn't come when we were born that said you were going to have an easy life, I was going to have a tough life, that you were going to be born with a silver spoon, everything was going to be handed to you. No, and that plan when you were born wasn't that you were going to be a doctor or a lawyer or a teacher or a mom or a housewife or a garbage man or a laborer or a welder. No, you didn't come into the world with that specific identity. You came in with a sole purpose, and that sole purpose is to find the divinity inside of you and to be happy. That is God's ultimate plan for all of us. It is really that simple. God says, I am going to give you opportunities to find what you like and opportunities to find what you don't like. And to have that awareness, to let go of the struggle and the strife and bring in what feels right, what feels good, and to listen to that voice. So as we focus on the feet today, we are going to begin with just a simple grounding, feeling our feet on the earth and becoming more aware of their presence on the earth, because oftentimes we're in socks, we're in slippers, we're in shoes. Oh, gracious, high heels. Let me tell you, no high heels. We want these feet, wiggle your toes. We want them to wiggle. We want them to be happy. We do not want them smashed into a little box. Think of it, if this was a pointed shoe, like a high heel pointed shoe, and men, I've noticed even their shoes are getting more pointy, that if I put that over my foot, where are my other toes supposed to go? Like even if I put it on the bottom of my foot, which I really can't, that's tough, there's no room. You want a shoe that encompasses that whole foot, that's like the flat side of your hand. I love shoes like Keens and Merrell's and hiking shoes. As you can see, I like to be out in nature. And I know people like fashion, but think of your feet. Think of your feet first and foremost, because your feet are what are going to carry you forward, that are going to take you places. So we feel our feet on the earth. We give ourselves that opportunity to walk around barefoot, walk in the grass, walk on your lush carpet, walk on a towel, walk on a tile, on linoleum, on hardwood. Feel the earth below your feet, and just take that moment now to feel your feet. Feel the energy coming up from the earth. Everything living underneath your feet. Let that energy from the earth revive you. Fill your body. Fill your spirit. Be glad you are here right now in this moment. I am glad I am where I am in this moment. Now, go ahead and you can either sit in a chair or come down to the floor. I'm going to move the camera down to the floor because we're going to be doing a stretch on the floor, so I might as well bring the camera down there anyways. So get a little bit of a close-up of me as we journey down to the floor. One of my favorite places because it's so comfortable. You can stretch out and you can wiggle your toes, and we're going to begin by crossing your foot over. Now if you need to sit in a chair, sit in a chair. And Some of these stretches I got from an interview that I did with my friend Julia Lamb from Be Well Fitness and Live Well, and she talked about just massaging your toes and taking them individually and just rolling them, giving them that nice massage, rolling each toe. And then pulling on each toe. And of course, you can keep doing this. You don't have to go at a fast pace. Right now, we're just massaging the foot because it feels good, because our feet work hard. And then go to the other foot and do the same thing, rolling that foot. Rolling the toes. Rolling there. Rolling here and then pulling the toes one at a time. Just feeling how nice that is. And if you find there's one toe that has a little bit more resistance than the other, just give it that opportunity and hold that pull, massaging the foot, rolling it around. Now you say, I can't reach my feet even if I'm sitting. That's where this towel comes in handy, and you can use a washcloth if that doesn't work. And you just step on this towel and you roll your foot around. You roll your toes around. I'm going to turn the towel for you so you can hopefully see my foot. And I'm just going to roll that around. And I really do need to get my toes on there. And I'm going to roll my toes this way. I'm going to roll them that way. I can get my toes and just stretch by allowing my foot to come back like this. I know it's hard to see, forgive me. And just really stretching your toes like that. And what's nice is with a towel, you can just determine how much you want and how slow. And then we're going to go into our meditation, our stretch, and we are actually going to keep using this rolled up towel, which if this is something you're going to do a lot, you may want to wrap some duct tape around it. Now, in this week's, you're going to see me step away for a moment. Voyage to Heal, I recommend creating a list on a piece of paper that if you have really been debating something of moving forward or staying, and gosh, you're just having a really tough time making that decision, write it out on a piece of paper and write out the pros, write out the cons. And I want you to put that piece of paper on the floor right in front of you so that you can see the pros, you can see the cons. And as I guide you through this meditation, I want you to think about that and asking God for that guidance to either let go and proceed forward or to hold steady and stay where you're at right now. What is going to be in your best interest for you to find that happiness? So put one foot, and we will do both feet, one foot on this towel roll. Notice I'm holding on to the wall, and I can step up a little bit, and this way I get some more pressure through my foot, and I'm just going to do a little bit of a roll around on my foot. And I find that spot that it's like, ooh, that's a little bit tender. I can tell that my foot needs to be stretched there. And I'm just going to hold steady. And I'm going to hold that stretch. Now, if it's too much, I may put my other foot down a little bit and take some of the weight off of it. But I'm going to hold steady here. And I'm just going to take that moment to breathe and to ask God for the guidance that I need to make the decisions to follow the course of happiness that He has set off for me. And I just feel like I need to do both feet at the same time, so I'm I'm going to do that. I just need that extra pressure into my feet to really ground myself and be aware of whether or not my feet need to move forward or they need to just stay put. You may feel yourself leaning one direction, and in dowsing, it's asking God for a sign of, do I move forward or back? And if you feel yourself moving forward, it's like your body, that energy, that soul, the spirit inside of you saying, move forward, go. Or if you feel yourself falling back, it's like, no, you need to take a step back and really think about this. Or are you just steady in the middle? You're good right where you're at, and just stay where you're at. So I guess we have three options: to move forward, to stay where we're at, or to take a step back and make things easier. See what messages come to you, and be aware of what's around you, the messages. A while back, I was debating the same thing I'm debating now, and I saw an eagle just sitting in a cornfield, a plowed cornfield, and I allowed myself to realize, oh, I'm supposed to stay steady. I'm not supposed to go. And recently, I saw an eagle flying, and he flew right past me. And it was almost like that sign saying, okay, it's time. It's time to fly. It's time to take that step. You're ready. So now, as I hold this stretch here, I ask myself, is it my time to fly, or is it my time to stay? And dear God, I know you have a higher purpose for me. So show me the flying eagle or the resting eagle when I am supposed to move or stay. Continue to hold this stretch as long as you would like, until you hear the answers, continually looking at your list of pros and cons and hearing the message that God has intended for you. Godspeed on your voyage to heal. May happiness enter your heart, enter your soul, and fill your life. I love you. Take care.